All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Friday night Knicks evening. And just like that, the New York Knicks are back. After a 2-day hiatus of doom and gloom and emotions flying across the board, the New York Knicks would get back into their A game in Milwaukee against the Giannis-less Bucks and get their groove back, man. Played with a mean streak, played with an edge. The captain set the tone, and everybody followed suit, man. 50% from three, and that was the story of today's game, man. Knicks just torching the Nets, playing with that edge, that mean streak, and took care of business as look at this one as a tune-up game for a big Sunday matinee matchup against the alien and Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. So let's talk about it. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Salute to our loyal franchise channel members, and salute to the replay gang. All right, lock in, man. Friday night Knicks. Let's get it going, man. CP the franchise, Alex Rotaros in the building. Call us up on the KFTV Discord. Let's go. Episode 700. Shout out to Daniel Beausejour for calling that out, man. And salute to our franchise channel members. We back, Al. We back. How you feeling, man? We back, man. Yeah, we back, man. Yeah.
We back.
Yeah, we back, man.
Up and running, man.
Yeah.
Let the streets know that we're back up and running.
We back
right?
up and running. Yeah. I just like to tweak. I just like to tweak the the quality win people that are here watching. I just like to tweak them. I just like to tweak it. That's all. We back. Let's go. Yeah. That's all we
all
had
it
to
took
do,
was
man.
a bum team, man. All it took was a bum team, and we're good.
Yeah. That's it, man. So, hey, make or miss league, on a night where the team shot terribly from three, especially against the Cavs, and especially like a guy like an OG. I mean, you knew Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson was going to bounce back and have a strong one. I said he was going to drop 40, but he dropped 30, but he dropped 27. But, what I really meant was that he's going to come back strong and be aggressive with his shot, and he did just that with 22 points in the first quarter alone, 11 of 17 from the field for Cap and Jalen Brunson, and 4 or 6 from downtown. But in particular, I was most happy about OG getting his shooting stroke back ahead of Sunday's game against the Spurs, because over his last 5, he was like 34% from the field and even worse from 3. We didn't know if it was a toe injury or what it was, but OG, the dog, was just ice cold out there. So it was good to see him really get back into his shooting form with 24 points, 8 of 10 from the field, 5 of 7 from downtown. And then, everybody else kind of followed suit. Josh Hart came out the gates hot. He was another one that had been struggling since the All-Star break. We thought he left his game in Cancun, but he suddenly caught it back and 127-98, man. They got the job done, got the rest, and we'll look forward to San Antonio on Sunday. I think I might be a little delayed. Al, still there? All right, salutes to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. I'm gonna drop Alex off, and he's in the Matrix a little bit. I'm gonna drop Alex off and get him to reconnect. But salute to everybody, man. We'll go solo dolo for a hot second. So yeah, those are my takes, man. Get back on track. Cap had a good shooting night, and the rest of the team followed suit. I just like the energy. I like the way they played. They played with an edge. They played like they were mad about the bad result in Cleveland. And that was that. They took care of business against a team that they should beat. And you look forward to Sunday against the Spurs. But how about our guy Mo? Big Mo Diawara back in the mix, man. It was good to see Mo back, because the way Mike Brown was talking, I wasn't sure if the Jeremy Sochan experience was going to continue. It seemed like it was, the way Brown was talking, because Mike Brown was saying, hey, listen, with the Sochan experiment, Mo isn't fazed by this, and he's okay with coming off the bench or not playing at all. But it was good to see Mo come back into the game, and he had some really impressive plays here. Obviously, the three-point shot was cool, but I like the way he attacked tonight. Mo Diawara was very aggressive. One of the plays that I liked was when the Bucks were, there's a game of runs. Bucks were trying to make their runs here and there in the third quarter. Kuzma hits a bomb from like 35 feet. And then the very next play, Diawara's in the back court and Brunson passes in the ball. The Bucks are scrambling over to him and he makes a quick decision move, attacks the paint, drives all the way under the basket and swings it to Mikal Bridges, who then connected on a three-point play, on a three-pointer. I like that play by Mohamed Diawara. And then later on in that quarter, they had him get the rebound, and he's getting the team into offense. And he drives, he kicks it, he resets, comes back out, and then attacks again and draws some contact and gets to the free throw line. So I like Mohamed Diawara's aggressiveness tonight. 10 points for Mo, 2 of 6 from downtown, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. So welcome back, Mo, and let's get him ready for that Spurs game. That's going to be a game where he's going to see a ton of wings. I want to see him get Justin Champagnie off of that three-point line. Get Justin Champagnie off of that three-point line, man. Let's go. But shout out to Mo, man. Absolutely shout out to Mo for a great game tonight, man. It's good to see him back out there. All right, we'll send that link to Alex and get him in the mix. Yeah, so 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Mo, 2 of 6 from downtown, and then 2 of 3. I'm 2 of 3 from downtown, 2 of 6 from the field. So welcome back, Mohamed Diawara. I like Cat's game tonight. 17 points for the big bodega, 6 of 13 from the field, 13 rebounds, only 1 3. So overall, look, he had Kuzma on him sometimes. He had Miles Turner on him at times, but Cat and Bobby Portis as well. So still some name guys that he had to take on from an offensive standpoint. But I just like the mindset. Get inside, be aggressive. And I like the fact that, especially in the second quarter, the first quarter, Jalen Brunson said, listen, I'm going to take over here. But especially in the second quarter, I like the fact that especially Alvarado was looking to get Karl-Anthony Towns involved very early and often in that second quarter. And so that's when Karl kind of got into his flow and into his groove. And you had some nice two-man actions with him and Jose Alvarado. I definitely liked that aspect of it. So, again, just speaking to the overall team's approach here, from Karl, from Jalen, from Mo Diawara, like I said, OG Anunoby with 11 points in that third quarter. Good to see him get his three-point stroke back, because that was very important. But also, you saw the dog putting the ball on the floor and getting into some mid-range actions there as well. So good looks there by OG, and 2 steals for him. And that was a great job there. Spoke about Josh Hart, his 12 points, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 7 from downtown, 5 assists. Look, the Bucks, just like every other team, they're going to disrespect them and force them to take those wide open threes, and they're going to live with that because, look, for teams, you can't take everything away. You're going to obviously focus on Jalen Brunson and taking him away, and Karl-Anthony Towns to a second extent. And so for Josh Hart, those wide open threes are not always easy to hit, as they mentioned on tonight's telecast, but he has to be confident and he has to be aggressive in shooting those. And he had been struggling coming out the gates very badly. So, look, I thought Hart had a good game. I like the way he attacked and also getting the team out in transition as well. So, good job by Josh Hart tonight. 12 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. You kind of had that Josh Hart type of game. And then you had Landry Shamet, man, 15 points, 3 dimes for Shamet, 5 of 7 from downtown. So the Knicks shooting 50% from downtown, 52% from the field overall. So good to see them get back onto the shooting side of things. All right, let's get Alex in here. Al, are you there?
I am back.
Okay,
I'm
good.
Back from the Matrix because Morpheus, a.k.a. Doc Rivers, came through, man, and tried to slow me down as he was trying to slow down the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, man. But
yeah, man.
Look, overall, good night for this team. Way to get back into a good rhythm. You knew it was going to be an easy night. At least for me, I thought it was going to be an easy night. Bucks don't really have anything to play for. Giannis is most likely not going to return this season. They're just out of the mix, And for a guy like Giannis who takes a lion's share of the shots, that means he's got to go through everybody else. And when guys like Kuzma, Portis, Rollins aren't necessarily used to that high volume and trying to be efficient. It's them all trying to figure it out at once. So this really benefited the Knicks and was a good opportunity for the Knicks to get into a good shooting, spree, especially as you were talking about, like these guys were just shooting poorly the last couple of nights. And so now that they get to come back, go against a Bucks team, you see Brunson get involved, OG, Cat had a really good dominant second quarter. You talk about Shamit, who was just torching the Nets tonight. Josh Hart had his typical Josh Hart game. A lot of guys got back in rhythm. Even Mo Diawara, man, keep giving that guy some minutes. Don't worry about Sochan.
Yeah.
Use that man for situational purposes only. You see Mo, man, you see how he dribbled the ball back out, reset, and he's like, yeah, no, clear the path, man. I'm going to try to get to the cup right now. Hey, this is the type of stuff that you want to see against, lowly teams like the Bucks right now. But overall, good game, man. Good game for the Knicks. Way to get back on track. They got the Spurs on Sunday, so you want to get into a little bit of a shooting rhythm because the Spurs, someone like Houston, Detroit, young, athletic guys will play physical, play really good defense. So you want to get into a good shooting rhythm because you're going to need it against those type of guys.
Yeah, everybody was in that rhythm. Even Shamit. Shamit was almost like an afterthought when you feel like the game's storylines was Brunson setting the tone and OG getting his shooting stroke back and Mo looking impressive in his minutes. Shamit, 5 of 7 from downtown. So all these guys are going to be needed against a tough and stingy San Antonio defense. And if Wemby's going to be out there intimidating the way that he did against Detroit with 6 block shots and Detroit and those guys, really flustered with Wemby's activity around the paint, then they're going to have some quick triggers on the threes because, Vecsey, Castle, those wings are going to be barreling down on them, quick closeouts. You're not going to have that much time to knock down those threes. So yeah, I thought this was a good tune-up. You can make quick work out of them. You get your starters into a good rhythm, feeling good about themselves. You get out of the game. Nobody's injured. Everybody's fresh. And you head back to the Big Apple for a big matinee showdown against the San Antonio Spurs, man. Gonna be a good one.
And look at this, CP. The most who got the most minutes tonight, Jalen Brunson with 31. All right, 31 minutes. So you'll get the rest of the starting 5. Bridges with 26, Hart with 25, Towns with 29, OG with 28. I mean, this is exactly what we want to see on a night like tonight where, I will say, first half, those guys the Bucks were giving the Knicks a little run for the money.
Yeah.
Rollins was really, snapping the nets, but thankfully they were able to get their ish together and really just, kick the doors open and knock the Bucks out in that second half. But on nights like tonight, man, you don't have to expend these guys. They're going to need all their energy against the Spurs, who, look, Spurs are a very good team, man. They're top in the West. Last time I checked, they were second in the Western Conference, keeping up with OKC. And this could be a team that the Knicks may, if they get all the way to the NBA Finals, this could be a team they may have to face, man. And these type of matchups is where you want to see the Knicks elevate their game, really show that they're ready. Now we're in the crunch time where March is literally in a few days, man.
Yeah.
We're in the home stretch.
We're in the home stretch, man.
Season's almost over, man. I can't even believe it. The regular season is almost over. And so the team has got to use these last couple of games because we know end of March, the last couple of weeks of April, things are really like set at that point. Guys are going to probably be getting a little bit more rest. You should be fine-tuned at this point going into the postseason. So Spurs is a good opportunity to get to, sharpen that iron. And let's see what they do, man. Let's see what they do this Sunday.
So to the chat, so to the replay gang. Remember that these shows are also available in audio podcast format. So if you miss it here on video, you can catch us on all major podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, especially Spotify, and all other podcast platforms. Captain Clutch, man, once again, 27 points. He played with a mean streak. Cappy, man, did you see that eye, man? Did you see his eyes tonight, man?
Bro, he something
he
that
looked
he
like a
never
serial
usually
killer
gets
tonight, man.
But something that he usually never gets, which is a tech.
Yeah.
He was fired up, man. He got a tech tonight. Man was aggravated. Brunson takes this game so seriously, man. Ultimate competitor. You know that this guy wants to win a championship so bad. So bad. And he wants his team to be on that track. And so it felt like after the kind of mundane games that were, especially that he played, because he wasn't playing up to snuff, man. you could see that he was getting aggravated and wanted to get back on track.
This was going to be one of those accountability games for Cap. I already knew that, and he played like it. And now Sunday, Stephon Castle. That's the matchup, Cap. You got to bring that same serial killer mode against Stephon Castle on Sunday, because he's going to get physical. He's going to get very handsy with him. I like the way that Cap was moving and Jalen Brunson was moving off ball, navigating those screens, shaking guys, because Castle's, he's going to be all over him. He's going to be all over him. So I'm very much looking forward to that Sunday matchup. I'm not going to be able to sleep Saturday night, man. I'm very much looking forward to that game on Sunday against the Spurs, because first of all, I like Castle. I'm a Castle fan, and the Spurs are just playing lights out basketball right now. NBA Cup matchup number 3, the Champagne game. I need revenge. Forget the cup. I want revenge after the game in San Antonio New Year's Eve, man. I want revenge, Alex.
I feel you, man. Yeah. Champagne, that man couldn't miss from downtown.
Yeah, couldn't miss.
But, you can't have that happen in the Garden, man. Got to protect home court, and especially against Wemby, Harper, all these cats coming through. Man, you got to go out and do it right. And look, what's especially good, CP, is that Mitch didn't need to be expended tonight, all right? He had a couple days of rest. Came out, played 16 minutes, didn't have to work too much.
Light work for Blockness, man.
Mitch.
Yeah.
He's going to be ready to guard Wembanyama.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
It could be Wemby, but we got to get the unicornet out the paint, man. We got to get Luke is coming back to the Garden, and he's been playing like a bruiser. I had Dan Devine on today, and we were talking about the fact that when Cornette came in, he was supposed to be a three-point gunner. And ever since he went to Boston, I don't even remember the last time the guy even shot a 3. He's been turning into a paint bruiser, bro.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he hurt his arm or his elbow or something, which actually impacted his shooting. So he actually had to rework his game. And so, put on a little bit more weight, became a little stronger, and now he's a guy that just likes to live in the paint.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you do that when you were here, man?
He changed his game. He definitely changed his game. Shout out to everybody that watched the show earlier with Dan Devine. If you're here tonight and you were here earlier, throw a B to B in the chat. Let me know if you were here on a back-to-back with us like we are today. Shout out. Oh, we got a couple good super chats in here. Hang on this Friday night. Let me refresh my page here. Friday night Knicks. Salute to Robert Randolph and them. Do it just to get there, man. Friday night we here. Salute to Cole Henson, 9699, franchise channel member, number 1 on the chat leaderboard. $20 super chat says, hey, bro, I was courtside at the game and got autographs from the starters. I've been to 8 games in a row. Let's go Knicks. All right, so shout out to Cole Henson. Congratulations. Let me know if you're going to call us up in the KFTV Discord. Talk about your experience today. Also, Al, shout out to Respect Shaq. Always in here. Says salute CP and Alex. Salute to everybody in the chat. Glad we got this win on my B-Day. All right, so everybody in the chat, throw a happy birthday to Respect Shaq, a franchise channel member and big-time supporter of the show. Happy birthday. Happy Earth Strong.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man.
Respect Shaq, man.
Absolutely. Blessings, health, and happiness, of course. So hopefully you're enjoying the weekend. Your birthday falls on a Friday, so that's good, because next year it's on a Saturday, next year on a Sunday, man. So you're sitting pretty. And make sure you get your celebration on and enjoy it, and whatever you're doing, be safe. Remo Jones, 808, franchise channel member, $5 super chat says, we got to get physical with Wemby. Yeah, that's what Detroit did, and he didn't have a great game offensively, but defensively, man, it's like, man, they're going to be up against it. So hopefully Carl can pull him away from the basket a little bit, knock down a couple threes, keep him honest. You're going to need a couple more three-point attempts on Sunday from the Big Bodega. It was nice to see him mixing it up inside tonight. Even with Turner being a good shot blocker, but Wemby's different. Wemby's got like double the wingspan of Miles Turner. This is a different thing. So he's going to have to pull him away from the basket and take some threes. Let it fly.
Yeah, and Wemby's got that good recovery speed, too, to help. He's a really good help defender, man, in the paint. But look, Towns always owns Turner, man. Shout out to my guy Alex Golden, who covers the Pacers. Towns is always, as he mentioned, Towns has always owned Turner in these matches. So not shocked that he came out, guns a-blazing tonight. But Wemby's a different story. And look, this is where the inconsistency of this team, man. We got to see some consistency against like these top teams, right? Where come out with the game plan, execute on the game plan, and not go like revert back to like last year where it's ISO basketball and all this type of stuff, man. We don't need none of that.
No.
We don't need none of that. So Towns, be aggressive. Brunson, share the rock, play off ball. Bridges, maybe one day you'll attack the paint and finish a layup. Who knows? But yeah, that's all we got to see, man, on Sunday.
Dog fight, as somebody said in the chat. It's going to be a dog fight, man. Definitely going to be a dog fight. Speaking of which, shout out to the Bill Collector 5. Shout out to him. Says Knicks need a statement win against the Spurs because they started the downturn of the Knicks after their last loss to them. Yeah, New Year's. I believe they were 14-13 or 14-13 since then, or maybe 15-13 now with that win. So Bill Collector is definitely spot on. Shout out to the people that were here with us earlier on the back-to-back. Fabian Avamaris never misses a show. Javi Sprays. DJ Edsy checking in from London. Day duty and night duty. Marie B. Wise Guy. Jamaica Queens. V12 Ty. Salute to you. Santana D. Block. Talento, of course. Courtney J. Of course. Salute. Vic P. 9200. Hover. 1204. MJ 923, man. Salute to you guys. James Buckley, appreciate you. Lacella Lawrence. Davel's been in here a lot lately, man. Above the rim, of course. Talento, of course. Timothy Dancer, man. Appreciate you guys. And everybody on Team Back to Back. Coach Rubens, we see you in here. Okay. All right, man. What else we got on the docket? The defensive player of the game has been announced, hasn't it, Al? Did you send the link?
I'm looking for it.
Okay. All right, hang tight. Oh, we got a couple of good things. Shout out KFTV Myra. She just sent me something interesting. We'll get to that as well. Let's find the defensive player in the game and let's talk about it.
Just sent it to you.
Okay. All right. Here he is. Back on top. It is the dog. OG Anunoby gets the defensive player of the game award. And there go the squad, man. There goes Mikal Bridges, ushering him in. Grand Theft Alvarado in the front. Okay, so Grand Theft is making his way in there. There's Sam. You got Trey Jemison in the back cheesing like it's a class picture. Karl Anthony Towns looking like a demon behind OG. Okay, there's Cap. Okay, I see Cap. He's right behind and Jalen Brunson. He's right behind Mikal Bridges. You see Jalen Brunson, right?
Yep.
You got Huck. There goes Mo Diawara, Sochan, and there goes Clarkson, man. Look at Clarkson still look like he got street clothes on, man. Damn. He did play. He did play garbage time. He did.
Don't be doing that to Clarkson, man. Come on,
man. I rock with Cardiac, man. I rock with his day will come, man. Cardiac's day will come. We need everybody on this, man. And there's Deuce, man. There's Deuce. That's our guy, man. That's my guy, man. There's Deuce, man. Yeah.
He'll be back soon.
Get well soon, Deuce. But shout out to the dog. Great game tonight. Great game. Very focused, dialed in, and just love that he got his shot back. He needed it badly, and hopefully it'll translate on Sunday. He was hitting some nice spot-up threes, man. Nice threes.
He was.
Contested threes.
Absolutely. If you want, we can listen to what he had to say for the post-game presser.
Yeah, let's get to it. How many words was it?
Like,
was it more than 5 words?
You know how back in the day for like English class where it's like, all right, I need you to write a 500-word essay.
I hated that.
OG was struggling with those, man.
Yeah.
You know what? He was probably like trying to figure out every filler like this, that, and the.
Let's hear from the dog after the game with Tyler and our guy Novocaine, Steve Novak. I like that crew. Here we go.
What was the mindset for you guys tonight coming in, try to get a win to end this road trip?
Just knowing they're a great team, coming out, trying to get stops, and then just play fast, play in transition.
Now, what was the difference tonight? Just looking at the box score and seeing 7 different guys in double figures, including yourself. What was the energy, the shift? What was the difference tonight versus last game?
Probably just ball movement, and then shoot with confidence. We made shots today. That's how it goes sometimes. You miss some shots. Next game you make them. That's how it goes. But just playing the right way, taking good shots, moving the ball, and everyone having confidence in each other.
Best game we've seen from you since the All-Star break and coming off the injury. How are you feeling, and how satisfying was tonight's 24-point performance?
It's cool, but, we play again Sunday or something.
Yes.
So just ready for the next game,
And how important is it, not only at this time of year, but really on this road trip, this 3-game road trip, to close a trip like this and really just to get wins on this side of All-Star break as you create momentum? How important is a win like tonight?
Any game you win is big time. Winning in the NBA is very hard, so you never take it for granted. And, just the momentum going back home, protect our home court.
OG Anunoby, thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
That was the dog.
A man of very few words. See how I told you he was going to do the essay thing where he's like, grab it. He said the same thing.
He said they were a great team. No, they ain't. A shout out to the dog, man. That boy, he goes straight with the media traded answers. Get me to the locker room so I can get my Timbs and my hat and my vest, man.
We play Sunday or something.
Yeah, we play Sunday. Something, it is what it is.
My man's not even thinking about the next game.
He ain't even getting
He's like,
to
get
it.
me out of here.
Yeah. Good, as good reason. But great bounce back game from the dog, man. Very happy to see 24 points, 5 of 7 from downtown, ferocious defense, picking pockets, and getting the job done. 8 of 10 from the field. As I said, in the nick of time, did the dog deliver, and we need that on Sunday, man. So great job by the dog. OG, but it kind of is that part of some of the issues with this team? A lot of people are talking about, over the past 2 days, the inconsistency of Mikal and OG. I mean, how much do you think that's a factor in? Because I hate to say that this team's struggling. Everybody I talk to on the streets, team's struggling right now. It's struggling right now. I'm like, I wouldn't even say that. But what do you think about that? The ups and downs of Mikal and OG, man.
I don't necessarily think this team is struggling. I think being inconsistent is different than struggling, because they're not. If you're struggling, you're not winning as many games as they have. They won 38 games, man. We're closing in on 40 wins over here. If that's struggling, please, I'd like to struggle like that too. But I think for them, they are inconsistent players, but that's why they're role players. That's why either one of them could be the third option on any single given night. OG could be a guy that, he's been a guy that impressed us with his ability to attack the basket, to, improve his handles, create his shots, just like through the mid-range, knock down threes, guy who's able to work off ball. And then, Bridges, outside of just like not really getting to the cup in the same fashion as you want him to, he does everything else well enough. And these guys just oscillate, right? It's either an OG night or a Bridges night, or Bridges night and OG night. Like, I'd like to see the numbers on how often both of them are getting 15 points or more on the same night, because I feel like it's one or the other, and it's just based on who their matchups are on the wing. Like tonight, it was going to be OG's night. I feel like I can't even say he's been on more than Mikal, because Mikal had a very good hot start to the season too. But they both go up and down, man. But that's what your third and fourth guys are. They're not going to be guys that you're constantly relying on every single night. That's why they're the third and fourth option. It's your 1 and 2 options that have to be the most consistent, most dominant, and most aggressive players on a night-to-night basis. That's why when Brunson's not, sharing the rock effectively, or when Cat's not being aggressive and getting into the paint and imposing his will, that's really where a lot of the frustration comes from. When I look at Mikal and I look at OG, I'm like, they didn't have a good night. Could we still win because of the other two guys? That's how it should be. But I feel like for this team, it's inconsistent because these guys have shown that they can either buy into what Mike Brown is telling them or revert to what we saw last year, a lot of ISO basketball. And then that's the inconsistency, is that I don't know I can't guarantee they're going to enter every single game executing the same game plan offensively and even defensively. That's the big question mark. What are you going to get on a night-to-night basis from these guys?
Yeah. And I'm just looking at his splits by the month on Basketball Reference. So October, he's at 16 points per game on 39% shooting from three. But, it's only a couple games. It's only, how many games now? It's only 5 games. 7 games in November. He was at 15 points per game on almost 40% shooting from three. Then you had December. He took a dip, 14 points per game on 29% from three. Then he jumped back up. January, 17 points per game on 37% shooting from three. And I think like that level, that January level was when we were kind of thinking like, damn, like, could he emerge as a potential second option here? But then he comes back down, right? Like I pointed out today on today's show, his turnover percentage is way up there, 13%. And that's a jump from 9% last year. So with that, you can't really rely on someone like him to be that second guy, because that second guy really has to be a bona fide creator night in and night out. But I'm with you in that it kind of underscores, again, the frustration and the Towns factor where, yes, in the broader scope, he's having a good year. He's having an all-star year, double-doubles and the rebounds. All that's good. But the scoring inconsistencies can sometimes make the offense overall look suspect, because it puts more onus on the Bridges and the OGs of the world to be consistent every night if you're not going to get that power game from Towns. You're getting it from Brunson, but without getting it from Towns, it kind of puts a spotlight on those guys as well. Like, you got to get it done.
Yeah, and that's the difficulty, is that if Towns were, and it's so funny, man, because last year he was giving us that, right? He was giving us that, but the offense last year, outside of a hot start from like October to December, right? We all talk about that calendar year, change of the calendar year to 2025, where the offense became stagnant. It was a lot of your turn, my turn. There wasn't a lot of consistency as working off ball, not a lot of good ball movement, not sharing the rock enough. And so Towns was able to get his. Now we have a system where everyone is getting, an equitable turn to have their night. But even with that, you need both Brunson and Cat to still do their job, which is to put the ball in the hoop. Brunson is doing it more consistently than Cat. If Cat were able to do it more consistently, and then you still integrate what Mike Brown's trying to do, this team's on a whole totally different level. But that's the thing, is that when we see Towns do that, and it's like, oh, wow, that's when you start to see the new heights getting reached. When that doesn't happen, then it's like, all right, we have a very high floor, but it's like, even with the high floor, it's not always enough to go to that next championship level. Because it's good enough to beat everybody else in the league, right? Like, yeah. But you're worrying about the teams that are Detroit, right now Boston, and if Harden is good, maybe you worry about the Cavs, but that's where you need Towns to really be this effective guy. And I hate that we have to bring it back to a guy who, had a really good game tonight. But that really is where a lot of this lies on, is that his inconsistency this season. And that's where I also look at Mike Brown. Hey, why don't you get this guy more involved and get him looking like the Towns that we've seen out in Minnesota? Maybe we don't have this problem and don't have this conversation.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Good stuff. So what do you guys think about OG coming back, bouncing back, an efficient night, his consistency, his role with the team? What do you guys think, man? Leave some comments in the chat or in the comment section. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Knicks win and get back on track, man. 127-98. Order is restored, man. Salute to everybody watching on this Friday night. We'll do another giveaway tonight, man. As you guys see, man, I got my Once a Nick, Always a Nick barbecue t-shirt. Franchise channel members, we'll give one of these away. We'll give the white version away, or whichever color you want. We'll give another one away by the end of tonight's show. So make sure you stay to the end of the show for your chance to win. All right? We got a lot to get to. We got to get to the key stats of the night. But first, Uh-oh.
Oh.
There we go. It is Friday night.
Clockwork.
And here he is, Alex. A $20 super chat from Mr. Friday Night Knicks, Robert Randolph, franchise channel member. Put some respect on his name. He says, Sochan is going to be great come playoffs. He needs to play more. He has the dog in him like King Julius. Sochan, Diawara, and Kolek are going to be key to beat the Spurs on Sunday. Okay. Salute to Robert on this Friday night. Salute. I'm thankful that I could read that one. You know, usually as the later it gets, the super chats get a little bit less readable, if you will. But cheers to sources. No Sochan tonight. We get back with Mo. Order is restored. No disrespect to the youngster, man. He's very young. He's trying to figure himself out. And maybe he does carve out a role and help this team in a situational basis. Mo's putting together two-way games. He's putting together two-way games. He's getting the defense in order. I talked about it when we had to get you reconnected. My favorite play from him, what that kind of really speaks to how he's growing with this team, was in that third quarter when the Bucks were kind of trying to scrap and Kuzma hits that bomb, three-point bomb. The next play with Mo, Brunson swings it to him. The defense is crashing out on Mo. They're trying to cut off the three, and he immediately rips through, attacks the defense, attacks the paint, and heads under the basket and swings it to Mikal Bridges for a corner three. I thought that was a great play make by Mo Diawara that you didn't see earlier this year in terms of quick decision making. And then also, you pointed out, the play later on in the third where he's going full court with the ball. Mo's running offense. And he's looking, he's probing, doesn't see anything, brings it back out for a reset, still nothing. Everybody's like, yo, go for it, and attacks and gets to the free throw line. Two good plays by Mo Diawara. You know, the threes were hot, but I like those in terms of his decision-making in this offense and being aggressive.
Yeah, man. And that's, this is something that, you know, when we go back to the whole Sochan, and this is no disrespect to Sochan, I want to see Diawara I want to see the Knicks invest in a draft pick, man, who has shown that he's playing well and he should be getting the time. And look, I don't mind bringing someone like Sochan to create competition to show Diawara, hey, you know, somebody else is going to be in here trying to earn minutes. You got to work even harder now. You should be rewarded for the hard work you put in there. But you should never get too comfortable where you're not consistently evolving your game and trying to hold on to a spot. So for Diawara, I like to see that he's doing this, and he's showing to Mike Brown why he deserves to have a role in this lineup, man. And what he offers defensively, you can't teach. You can't teach height. You can't teach wingspan. Like, everything that he offers, man, he could be a disruptor, and we've seen that, whether it be against Boston, whether it be tonight. Doesn't matter the matchup. And you just got to give him more runs, man. You just got to give him more run. The more opportunity he gets on the NBA floor outside of practice is going to benefit him. It's going to benefit this team. And so when we had the conversation, should you go out and get Sochan? Sometimes having too many players is legitimately having too many players because you have to account for everybody. And sometimes you don't even want – that's probably why, like, even for a guy like Tibbs, he'd rather run with less so that way he knows, hey, you guys get the minutes, man. I don't have to – think on like all that type of stuff, like who's going to be hot tonight, when I got to insert this guy. I like to keep it down to a simple rotation for you guys and for me. When you have these many guys now, because look, we even have the conversation about when's Clarkson going to get minutes. Kolek was doing a good job initiating the offense. Now we got Alvarado. Should we still, you still got to invest in Kolek? Yes, he has to work to earn that spot, but you still want to invest in him. This is just the difficulty when you have a lot of talent on your bench, but for someone like Mo, man, I want to see him continue to get more minutes because he's shown this season. And remember, when he was drafted, it was, can the offense come around? The offense is come around enough where he's not a liability.
Yeah.
And that's why. And I feel like if you continue to give him more minutes, the offense will be fine enough where you actually do have to respect him. Look, he went 2 of 3 for downtown. You have to respect his game. So
yeah,
continue to give Mo Diawara minutes, man. I want to see Mo Diawara get more minutes. All right.
I liked some of the lineups that they used him in. How about the lineup that they had all my guys? It was Brunson, Shamet, Mo, OG, and Mitch. I like that lineup. And then you had Mo, Bridges, OG later in that third period. I forgot. I think it was Cap was out there. Brunson was definitely out there. I forgot who the other was it Towns? Was it Towns and the
I
Wings?
can't remember if it was Towns or
might have been.
Mitch.
Had to have been Towns. I don't think it was Mitch. But I liked some of those rotations with that they had with Mo out there running with the Wings, like him, OG, and Mitch. It's gonna be a problem. Bro.
That's a problem, man. That's a problem.
Look, you know where Sochan's going to come into play? Run that playbook for Sunday's game. Give us those plays. You just came from over there. Give me that Mitch Johnson playbook, and so we could prep and game plan in tomorrow's walkthrough. That's where Sochan's going to come through, man. You be an assistant coach on Saturday and help us win this game on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Is this the 4D chess of Leon Rose right now where he's like, look, we're going to get to the NBA Finals, and I know we're going to have a rematch of the Spurs, because who wouldn't want to see that rematch of Knicks and Spurs? And you know who's going to help us? Jeremy Sochan.
Yeah.
Because why? He remembers everything.
And we got Dylan Jones. We got Dylan Jones from OKC. So, hey, one can dream.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We got all the playbooks that we need,
We got all the playbooks, man. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Al. He's in here, man. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat. Shout out to Chuck. $10 Super Chats is ramping up into a final regular season stretch. Is a careful mix, especially with a new coach. So it's up and down. But I tell you this, nobody is looking forward to facing the New York Knicks in the first round. That's an absolute fact. We're not running scared, bro. We're not running scared. We are built for the playoffs. Okay? I'm with the Rhyme Animal Chuck D as well. He was also featured in The Athletic this week. Check it out. They did a good article on the confluence of hip-hop and the NBA. I like those look-back pieces. We did a couple episodes on that over the course of our journey here at KFTV. Nobody better to provide that insight, that history, and perspective than Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Absolutely nobody better.
That's a fact.
From a cultural standpoint. So we definitely appreciate that. Shout out to Chuck. Throw the PEs in the chat. Our guy Christopher Abbott in the building. Shout out to our guy Christopher Abbott. Death of a Salesman coming soon. Getting ready, ramping up. Shout out to Christopher Abbott in the chat. So he's about to get back on the scene, man. So shout out to Christopher Abbott in the chat on a Friday night. Fabian Aramaris, Al, gifted 10 franchise channel memberships.
Wow.
I'm trying to scroll up to welcome these people. Okay, here we go. Welcome Vic Blatz, 5204. Jose Alvarez. Case Cracked. Keenboy, 8844. Hungry Kev, 7. Mirror, 382. Shiva Jones, 108. 10 Flacci. J, 13 by 81. Welcome to the franchise channel memberships, man. Welcome to everybody, and shout out to Fabian, man. Shout out to Fabian for donating. Okay. All right, Knicks win out. Let's get to the key stats of the night. Brought to you guys by Prize Picks. And let's get to it. And here we go, man. Knicks shoot 52% from the field to 43% from the Bucks. As you said, both teams coming out the gates hot, especially in that first quarter. Knicks, but shooting 50% from three. Much needed and much improved for the Knicks as they go 21 of 42 from downtown. Bucks also shooting 42 threes, going 38% from downtown. 88% for the Knicks for the charity stripe. Very good tonight, 14 of 16. That's a 73 for the Bucks. Knicks win the rebounding battle, 44 to 34. Assists, 33 assists for the Knicks on 46 made field goals, so a super efficient night. 24 assists for the Bucks. Turnovers, kept it low and manageable. 11 Knicks turnovers leading to 12 Bucks points. Bucks turned it over 16 times, leading to 19 Knicks points. How about the fast break battle? 23-5 in favor of the New York Knickerbockers. And then points in the paint, 32-18. Had to figure that they were going to dominate there. And then largest lead of the night, 32 for the orange and blue. It would help if I had the stats up here. 32 for the orange and blue. 5 for the Bucks. Knicks led this one 89% of the time to 6 for the Bucks. Your thoughts?
man, what's there to take away from this game outside of the rebounding? I love the rebounding tonight, man. Won by double digits, 44-34. Just like to see the Knicks, especially in a game like this where they didn't have to use a lot of that effort or hustle to clean the glass. They still made it look very easy getting 44 boards. So I'm going to go with the 44 rebounds. And on top of that, man, just the turnovers as well. Low turnovers, 10. Only 10 turnovers tonight. Very good for a team that was getting sloppy, man, especially during January. They were just, too careless with the basketball. So to see them rein that back in, and look, I get that it's the Milwaukee Bucks. This is a team that's tanking. They're not really competitive right now. Still, you want to go out there and protect the basketball because these guys were making some runs, early on in the game, trying to keep up with the Knicks. But love that it was a low turnover affair for the Knicks, and that they were able to dominate the boards without having to expend too much energy.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you there. I'm going to go with the threes. Good to see them get back on track there from downtown, from OG to the captain, Jalen Brunson, Landry Shamet going 5 for 7 after a brutal shooting night against the Cavs. And since they kind of came out the break, they hadn't been as consistent, which is, look, this is part of their A game, and what makes their offense still one of the best in the NBA is their ability to shoot the three and be efficient from there. So I thought it was great to see them get back to it. And hey, I know those losses, especially against the Pistons, especially against the Cavs, were disappointing. But it is a make-or-miss league as well. And they were brutal from downtown in both of those games. And then, yeah, you had the Cade head, God mode game, and then on top of that, you had a brutal shooting night in Cleveland. Sometimes, hey, well, what if the shots fell in those nights? Would we be singing the same tune? Maybe it's just a difference between a make or a miss, or part of it. So either way, good to see them get there. Let's see if they can get it the same way against the Spurs, and we might have a good win on Sunday. So I thought the threes were big there, and then the assists, just good ball movement. You could just see a team that was playing pissed off, but spirited across the board. Everybody from Hart. You could see that pep in his step. Brunson, Bridges, Alvarado. I thought Alvarado played well for that second unit. And like I said, you could really see that concerted effort of feeding Karl Anthony Towns and getting him his shots, getting him little shots in rhythm. So everybody kind of just played with that spirit tonight, and it definitely paid dividends. So good job by the team getting back on track. 127 Al to 98. And as I said, opening up the show, the Knicks are back. Yeah, they're back. But you know what else is back, Al?
What's back?
Prize Picks in New York. That's right. The key stats of the night brought to you guys by Prize Picks. The old friend is back. And shoot your shot with Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. Prize Picks is giving you $50 in lineups just for getting started and using code KFTV. So download the Prize Picks app, use code KFTV to get the $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Playing Prize Picks is super simple. You pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. That's it. If your picks are right, you cash in. With the Knicks rolling, I'm going at the Brunson points, man. 27 tonight for Cap. Maybe stacking a couple projections in the same lineup. Hey, they were red hot from 3 tonight. You can pick some threes, pick some assists, and go more or less on those projections. And now they've got early payouts. So if your player gets off to a hot start, you can lock in your winnings before the game even ends. Prize Picks is available in all 50 states. It's quick to deposit. Withdrawals are fast and secure. And you can even follow the social feed to see what the communities are building. So don't miss out. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code KFTV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KFTV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Okay. Let's get to the phones. Hear what the people got to say, man. Out west, let's go to Zach. Zach, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling very well after this win, obviously. Like I said the other night, I wasn't really concerned. Thought I chalked it up to the Knicks just playing a bad game, lackluster. I do like the fact that Mike Brown finally listens to our show, I think, because He definitely changed up his lineups. That was for sure, which was nice to see. Mo getting a lot more minutes, which was deservedly so, as I've discussed in the past. But the key stat for me is interesting. Is OG when he scores 20 or more, we're 15-3 on the season. So that's a big factor in our winning. I mean, when he scores, we win. So that's a big comeback for him, especially how he's played since he's come back from that toe injury. I think another big stat is the fact that Cap was under 20 shots. Every time we do that, we win just about every game. And then last but not least, for me, holding them to 31 points in the second half, that shows that our D was on point for the night.
Yeah. I thought they came out ferocious, man, and set a good tone, as you said, led by Jalen Brunson. But OG, what was that stat again when he scores 20 or more?
15-3.
15-3. All right, so there you go, man. There you go. That's why the dog is super important, and getting this team off to the right track. Yeah, great job. How about Mo, man? How about Diawara?
I mean, I've been advocating for that for the last some odd weeks. I understood what Mike Brown was trying to do, trying to sprinkle Sochan into the system. But, as I mentioned the other night, there's an obligation to the team over a player sometimes. And I think Mo has showed that he is the type of player to develop, and he has the skill set that helps us win games.
Yeah.
And one thing that I like about Mo, which is different than a lot of the other players on our team, and that includes Hart, Mo is great on the closeout for threes. Even when he's pinching, he gets back to that corner. That's one thing that Hart has a hard time doing. When he pinches, he can't get back to that corner.
Yeah. Yeah, he's playing smart, man, and it just seems, like I said, it just seems like he's getting better by the game. Scary thought.
Yeah, and I like his vision more so than just his prowess and scoring. He's seeing the floor very well. He's knowing when to space himself, where to space the offense. For a rookie, I'm very impressed. Honestly, I am.
Yeah, there it is, man. Appreciate the call, Zach. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Zach representing the left coast Knicks fan. Checking in. Let's get to WayTooMelo. WayTooMelo, how you feel, man?
Yo.
How you feel, bro?
What up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Yeah, doing good, man.
Staying warm, I hope.
Yeah. It was it was much warmer today. Much warmer.
Yeah, it's been good. The last week or so has been good to us. Thank God. I don't know, man. I had a whole rant I wanted to go on about how people have been treating the cap this last week.
Jalen Brunson, the Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they're turning on him, man.
It's hard to come into these chats. It's hard to watch, even to watch KFTV when people come for Jalen Brunson is the only reason we have any hope at all to be champions. You know what I mean? So it's tough when people come for, and I think people have lost perspective on what this Knicks team really is. I don't think I ever have. We have put all our faith in an undersized point guard, so it's always going to be tough for us. It's always going to be, we're always going to feel like underdogs, and I'm not going to get into it because I have a lot of things to say about what people have been saying about Jalen Brunson, but I'm not going to do it because they're not nice things to say. So, but I want to talk about Mohamed Diawara. He's been really, he's really something, man. I feel it's like you said, every game it seems like he adds. It's like he gets more and more comfortable. Like that play you talked about earlier about when he brought the ball down and he started probing. I'm sorry, I'm gonna just keep saying that he gives really good Pascal Siakam vibes, and I always call and talk about Mikal Bridges, and I'm gonna keep calling and talk about Mikal Bridges. I don't care what nobody says. I like Mikal. He seems like a nice guy. He plays well every now and then. But his reluctance to go to the rim and score is a huge issue. And it's going to be a huge issue for us, going forward. I don't know what to tell everybody. It is what it is. Dante DiVincenzo had better moments going to the rim than Mikal does. He seems afraid to go to the rim. And Mikal, I like Mikal, but he better put himself on notice. Because if Mohamed Diawara keeps improving and he's lengthier than Mikal. He's shooting the ball really well, which I think was the biggest concern that you have for any like 3-and-D wing type of build is his shooting. Mikal is gonna have to really work hard to be better than Muhammad Diawara in the future. Because what did we just sign Mikal for? What was it, like 4 more years now?
Yeah.
If he cannot maintain the his play above Muhammad Diawara for these next 4 years, Mikal is gonna be the first one on, if we have a bad playoff, if we have a really bad playoff run this year, Mikal Bridges is gonna be the main one that's gonna be on the chopping block. And I don't want to take it here because we had a good game tonight, and I don't lose faith in this team. I believe we could beat anybody on a good night.
Okay.
I think we have bad shooting games against Detroit, against the Cavs. We just missing wide open shots. Like it'd be like that. But Mikal Bridges needs to be looking over his shoulder at Muhammad Diawara, and he needs to really consider how he wants to play basketball, because the reluctance to go to the rim, it's brutal to watch, CP. And I want to love Mikal. I really do.
Yeah.
I know he's Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart's best friend. They all love each other. And I want to keep the Villanova 3 thing going. That's cool and all. But Muhammad Diawara is really becoming something in my mind. I know he's young, but he has so much potential, and he shows it. He's very comfortable. So,
yeah,
Mikal Bridges is going to have to be better, because I think people forget Jalen Brunson, every single night people put their best player, their best defender on Jalen Brunson, and they never take them off. They never even consider putting their best defender on anybody else on our team. Not OG, not Mikal, not Cat. Jalen Brunson faces all of the best wings in the league. And the Pistons have the best defender in the league, I think, in my opinion, in that Asar Thompson kid. Or I'm not sure if he's Asar or the other one. But when Jalen Brunson is being guarded by the best player and the best defenders on the other team, we need the other players on our team to step up. That's the whole point of having a well-balanced team, is so that Jalen Brunson doesn't have to do everything. But they have to step up too. We need big games from other people. We can't expect Jalen Brunson, and he's not Tyrese Halliburton. I don't care what nobody says. He's not Tyrese Halliburton. He plays more like a 2 than a 1. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not gonna keep going and going and going, but I just wanted to call in to let people know, stop blaming our Cap, because it's not his fault. He's the only reason we have any faith in this team, and we wouldn't be anything without him. It wouldn't even be close.
There it is. Appreciate the call, man.
Have a good night. Stay warm.
Appreciate the call.
Another time.
WayTooMelo on the Discord. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Man was passionate, man. Well, this is the thing, Al. I was wondering when it was going to come, and the time is now, The honeymoon's over. The expectations are through the roof. Pressure is busting pipes. And when you see people at this stage of the season, they're all, Macri's having his meltdowns, and these people, everybody's having these emotional breakdowns. It's going to fall on the head of the snake, the leader of the team. Patrick went through it, albeit after some heartache. Steph went through it. Unfair, because the team was just all over the place, but he went through it, right? The prodigal son comes home, and you see how it ended, right? Melo went through it. Jalen's turn now. It's just the expectations, man. Especially when people feel like this team, as the Eastern Conference Finals is a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse. So it's going to start happening now. And like I said, 2 more years, when he does sign that bag, all bets are off. All bets are off, bro.
All bets are off, and look, it just comes with every star, man. Every superstar that comes through New York, the expectations that you will lead this team to a championship. At some point, it goes from the feel-good story to, all right, now we actually got to do something while you're here, right? And Brunson is starting to go through that right now. And when he gets a bigger contract, and it's going to be even amplified by 10. It's not going to be any easier. But look, we're seeing the same things that people were, talking about Melo, whether it was passing the basketball, being a Chuck and all those type of things. And part of what I got to say is that someone's got to score at the end of the day. Someone's got to score and take on that responsibility. It's not an easy responsibility. Just even think about the times when Julius was here. Not an easy responsibility that you had somebody that could put up 20 points, because when they were missing, it was much harder to put up those amount of points, man. And so with Brunson here, you got to give him that respect. And it's unfortunate, but it's just par for the course where people could still love you, but the expectation is that you're going to have to start winning a championship or being even better than what you were the previous year to show that it's getting closer, man. Just got to show that they're getting closer. That's all. That's all what the New York fan base wants.
That's right. So, yeah, man. But you know what? I would say we have, in terms of his mental makeup, he knows what he's in for, you know? He knows what he's in for. So he can deal with it. That's one thing about Melo. Never ran for the media. Always held himself accountable.
That's right.
Never ran. Julius? Hey, Julius is still here, boy. That back door would have had his body print all over it, man. He would have been out there. Detroit loss. Where'd Julius go? Out of there. You know? It's just different guys. It's just, it is what it is.
You know who also didn't duck any smoke? RJ.
Oh, no. RJ was a pro, man. RJ was a pro. Oh, shout out. I missed a couple super chats, man. I missed a $20 super chat from our guy. Salute to our guy. JFK the God, 624, $20 super chat, says, I wish we could save these type of games to the above 500 teams. We waste a lot of great games. Who cares? You beat the Bucks by 50, beat the Pistons by 4. Well, sir, they beat the Nuggets, right?
They did beat the Nuggets.
Did they beat the Celtics in their crib?
They did beat the Celtics.
They watched the. I mean, come on, man. We've had some good wins this year too, and then the season's not over.
We've had some good wins, but you know what it is, CP? Look, it goes back to that same thing we were just talking about, the expectation. Who's number one right now? Detroit. You got to show you can take down the number one seed.
Sure.
That's what people want to see, man. They want to know that it's like even the 2012-2013 season, right? Game 1 against Miami. Knicks go out there, they win. And even though they never got to match up in the playoffs, there's the belief that they could have taken down Miami. I'm in that camp where I believe that if they got through Indiana and they had to face Miami, I was in that camp. And that's all you want, man. You just want to have the belief that you can do it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that matters. Just getting the belief at this part of the game. Doing it for the postseason, totally different ballgame. But right now, just the belief that, all right, we can compete with anybody. And unfortunately with Detroit, they smacked us 3 times. So, confidence is a little shaky amongst the fan base, but the Knicks won one, or at least they were competitive. You could walk away beyond, anything could happen. But we didn't get that.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely hear you on that. Salute to everybody in the chat once again, man. CP and Alex in here. Oh, shout out to KFTV Myra. I forgot to play this. And shout out to our guy, of course. Hang on. Shout out to our guy, man. Let me make sure I got the sound off here so it doesn't interfere. But, Mitchie's a friend of the program, man. Mitchie's a friend of the program. Mm-hmm. So we posted the OG highlight reel. And Myra, let's definitely post these to YouTube as well as post our highlight reels to YouTube. Mitchie in the comment section, OG is the man. So there you go. There's Mitchie. He's in the KFTV IG section. If you want to holler at Mitchie, man, you come in at KnicksFanTV on Instagram, man. That's how you can holler at him. The Block Ness Monster Big Country's always in the comment section, man. Remember, we used to go live. Mitchie would be in the lives, man.
That's right.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. For some reason, the platform that we use, it doesn't have the vertical video capabilities for us to go live anymore. I don't know what happened. I gotta see what's up with OBS, man. OBS is wilding out. Yeah, so that's why we don't go live on IG anymore. So we'll figure that out, and maybe we'll get on the TikToks and stuff as well, man. So He said, sure, like that's not a roadblock to a chip. Okay. If you guys are new in the chat, man, if you guys are new here, welcome to the show. Type in hashtag new in the chat, and we will shout you guys out, man. Just type in hashtag new in the chat. We'll shout you guys out. We're going to do our Once a Nick barbecue t-shirt giveaway on this Friday. I'm feeling good. We nice. We got a win. Friday night. Franchise channel members, let's go. Okay, I got the rhyme animal. Chuck D. Ray Nobletza Al says, nice to be on the right side of a blowout. Hopefully this will propel them with a tough schedule coming up. Yeah, tough schedule coming up for sure, Ray. We got Sunday Spurs. Then, I hate this part. We gotta go back to T-Dot to see RJ and the boys. Mm-hmm. Then come home and play the champs. Probably no Shea still, but still. Second night of a back-to-back, you got to play OKC at the crib. Then they shoot out to Denver next Friday, a week from today, at the Nuggets. Then the next back-to-back, Lakers or Clippers. Which one is first? Lakers, then Clippers. And Sunday already. Boy, time is flying. Daylight savings time. We lose an hour, bro. Worst day of the year. I hate that.
That is nasty work.
Yeah. When we gain the hour, best day of the year. When we lose it, I'm Aggie. I'm tight, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm usually not in a good mood on that night.
Yeah, because I'm trying to sleep. Why are you taking away sleep from me?
That's whack, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I'm not a fan of that, bro.
Why'd you create it?
Yeah, why did they create that ridiculousness? Why? That is the Matrix messing with us, man. Messing with our sleep patterns. Yeah, I might not set my clock. I might just leave it.
Damn you farmers for messing up the sleep schedule.
Yeah, man.
They said, gee willikers, we got to get up early tomorrow.
Boy, that day that day when you go backwards, man. Oh, man. I love it. Man. Shout out to Jerome Wise, 4029, franchise channel member. Says, salute my guys CP and Alex Luger. Salute to our team for a needed great win. We need a win at the half of the 20 games we have left. We need to win. Oh, I guess he meant at least half of the 20 games we have left. In my belief. Okay, shout out to Ray. Shout out to Ray. Yeah, I'm not with that, man. That spring ahead. I don't like that, man. That first day, it takes me a little while to regain my
jet lag, man. It's like you just came back from a flight.
Exactly.
You wake up Sunday, you got brain fog. You're like, what's happening right now?
Before you know it, that Sunday's it was 10 o'clock. Like, damn, man, weekend over. I got to get ready for Monday again. Throws me off, man. You know?
And if you got children that are waking up at the crack of dawn,
yeah. Oh, you
best believe your sleep is getting messed up. You better go to bed early.
It's over with. It's over with. You know who's pissed off, man?
Who?
Our guy Peter Vecsey's pissed off. Did you hear about that?
I saw the news, but I didn't get a chance to read it.
Bro, so I saw the news yesterday that they're bringing back, and NBC's been knocking this thing out the park. They have been fantastic. From the camera angles, the presentation, everything that NBC, in my opinion, has done this year with the NBA has been perfect in terms of returning the NBA back, NBA on NBC. So they're doing a throwback broadcast. Again, great idea sometimes the suits are clueless, right? But great idea. So they're bringing Costas. They're bringing Doug Collins. Fantastic. The Czar, Mike Fratello. I had a chance to work with the Czar at Summer League. Great guy. Great storyteller. The Czar's coming back. Hannah Storm, Jim Gray. I think they're married, right? So they're bringing them. So I see all these names. I'm like, I'm doing my homework. So I retweeted and I added them. I was like, wait, does that mean we're getting Peter Vecsey here for the halftime scoop? You know what I'm saying? The Prudential halftime show. You had to have Peter in here breaking down that was the only way for you young whippersnappers out there, that Shams and Wojbomb. Now, we didn't have that. You had to wait once a week, Alex, at halftime for a 5-minute segment from Peter Vecsey to tell you all the trade rumors going on in the league and all this tea. He give you all the tea and all the trade rumors once a week. If you had cable, okay, you could get it on ESPN. I got cable late as a kid. So for me, once a week, Peter Vecsey, and I'm right in front of the TV like, oh my God, what's going on? The Knicks going to make a trade. What are we doing? They're not bringing him back. So he retweets the news and says, wow, total disrespect. Damn.
It's a cold world out there.
Cold world, bro. So clearly he did something.
Clearly he did something?
I mean, bro, if they're not bringing him back. They clearly blackballed the guy. You know what I'm saying? He did something to ruffle feathers. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Was it something public? Was it something in private? Clearly something was there are frayed relationship right now.
Yes.
They literally brought back everybody and the camera guy. You know what I'm saying? It's foul, man.
What do you think it is? Any idea?
I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell you. But there's clearly something there. How could you not? Everybody's tweeting out tributes today. Like, how are you not bringing this guy back? So they had to know if they're bringing back everybody. I'm sure Ahmad will be on that broadcast. I'm sure they're gonna have something with Ahmad Rashad.
Right.
And Willow Bay and them. Where's Willow Bay at? Remember Willow Bay inside so? Then they brought in Summer Sanders. I'm sure they're gonna bring in my main man, Ahmad Rashad.
Oh, for sure.
That was my
guy.
I
mean, he was doing socials for the Knicks, man, interviewing people.
Yeah,
so, yeah. He's not too far out of the game.
Yeah. My main man. That was his branding. Yeah, that was. Oh, somebody brought back a memory. Remember the episode of Inside Stuff? And rest in peace, man. I'll never forget. Everybody remembers the episode of Inside Stuff where they profiled Wayman Tisdale and his music interests. And they would break him down. Wayman Tisdale was like playing the saxophone. That was a cool episode, man. Like, it was those little things that you take for granted, like, because in this social media age, you're just seeing it so much that, like, it's not as valued, that content.
Bro, I haven't inside.
They would profile a player and, like, it was like the 60 minutes of basketball of the NBA.
Right.
It was great, man. Yeah. They were jamming Wayman Tisdale, like, oh, Wayman could really throw down. Yeah,
you don't get that. You don't get that stuff though. That's like the story. That's the storytelling that That's where you come to shows like us, or you listen to other podcasts to get that storytelling. But that's the storytelling that you get for like the ad layer to learn a little bit more about the player. Like, how often do we get like player interviews anymore? Remember that? Like, you get player interviews at some point during the regular season, learn a little more about them, what makes them tick. Not even getting that right now. So
yeah.
So, all right, they're out there, they play, they give you a presser here or there. Everyone's got their podcast. God knows how they're fully honest they're being on their podcasts. You're missing out on a little bit of the storytelling.
Yeah. HT says the ABA doc he says, are you terrible or terrific? He kind of left us on the cliffhanger, HT, in the chat. Which way are we going? I want to watch it, man. Chuck, did you watch the ABA documentary? I want to watch the ABA documentary, man, and maybe do a show with Chuck and get some more perspective. So we can tap in David Thompson, Dr. J. Yeah, I definitely want to do that, man. I would love to have Dr. J on the show to talk about it. He did a whole media tour, man. He did a lot of podcasts talking about it. Yeah, HT, was it good or not, man? He kind of left us on a cliffhanger. Okay, Chuck says it was amazing. Okay. All right, so I got to catch up and watch it. Grabba on the Discord. Grabba, go ahead and unmute your mic.
I'm in the spot.
Yes, sir. How are you, man?
Good, man. Hey, I think every Knicks fan seen this game coming from 5 miles away.
Yes,
did we
they
not
did.
Just called it the other night?
Yeah. Yep.
I think it was a good game. JB did his thing in the first quarter, set the tone. Him and Josh. Then I thought he was on drop 40, but he clearly didn't have to. Everybody picked it up after him. So just all around good team dub. I'm just looking forward to this next, week and a half that we got these next 5 games to see, where this team really stack up against some of the better teams in the league. Because we getting down to the nitty gritty. It's the last quarter of the season, fellas.
Time to
Like,
get it.
spring is in the air. Like, it's gonna be 60 in the city next week. Like, it's coming down to it, man.
Oh, is that right? Are you sure?
Right. Yeah, man. I was picking up on the. I thought I was
60 in
tripping.
the
I'm
city.
like, hold on. Like, I checked the weather. I'm like, damn.
So you
62
back?
on
So that mean you
Saturday,
back
bro.
outside? You back outside?
Oh yeah, you already know I'm outside, baby. Come on now. But yeah, man, it's coming down to it. I'm getting nervous. I ain't gonna lie, like, cause this team all years has been up and down. Like, obviously we could destroy the bad teams, and we've had some good wins this year, but I just want them to start getting more consistent as we coming down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
this overall good team, Dove. I'm really looking forward to see like how Cat, how like what he does in these next couple of games, cause he's the big, like I said, no Cat, no chips. You know what I'm saying? So
No cat, no rings. That's a fact. He was aggressive tonight, though. I like how he played. I want to see him. Give me a poster on Wemby on Sunday. He's back. If Cat gets a poster on Wemby, he's back. Everything we said about him this year is out of there.
So you just absolving him of everything you said about him this year, huh?
Everything. Well, I'm not. Look, I think.
CP's out the window. If that happens, CP's out the window.
I think the criticism with Carl and the question marks, I've always had those, but I'm still going to ride with him because they need him. No cat, no rings. I've been putting it out there. They have to go to him. So when people are like, oh, well, he can't back down this, or I seen a guy push him out the bench, I don't care. Fine. Go back to him. We can't just accept the flaws and just be like, no. Go back to it. You
can't afford to lose him up top. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You can't afford to lose him mentally. Like if he's not engaged, then he's completely out of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's where it gets real dicey. Because then if you don't if you don't got him mentally, then he's just gone. That's just a black hole. That's just a black hole for the whole game, and we can't have that, especially coming down the stretch. And this whole discourse with Jalen, everybody's talking about the glass slippers off and the rose colored tinted glasses is off and everything. Listen, man, 30 years old. I've been a Knicks fan for about, 20, 23, 24 years. And, the team has been garbage most of my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing I loved about Melo, even though we didn't have continued success with him here, he stood for the city and he always took it on the chin. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what people try to throw at him, he always stood up for himself, for the city, and just went with it. He stayed mellow. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I really respect Jalen for. Like, even the ups and downs that we've been having this season, he stays consistent with. He's gonna take the blame, and you know what I'm saying. He's gonna put it on his shoulders, which he's the captain. So
yeah,
that's what you want to see. And just having this, that's part of being a fan, especially a Knicks fan, is just going along for the ride. Like just being on the ride, just happy to see this team being successful. Like, come on, this is gonna be our fourth straight year in the playoffs. Like, probably another 50-win team. Like, I haven't seen nothing like this. Obviously, CP, you're a little older, so you got to live through some of the '90s, the success in the '90s. I didn't get to live through that. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
This is like my peak fandom, like where the team is actually consistently really good and we have championship aspirations. So I'm just enjoying it. Yeah, I could come in here and be all doom and gloom and I be, tripping sometime. But at the end of the day, like just seeing where this team is at from where we've been, like multiple 17-win seasons and Bill Jackson just sabotaging the draft and Isaiah and just all the craziness that we done went through these last, 25 years. It's just good to be a fan of a good, consistent team that we could see in the playoffs every year. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
All the Knicks fans out there that's, tripping and want to jump off the bandwagon because you type that, Jalen, he's pounding the ball. You don't think he's one of the best players in the league. Like, we ain't have a point guard for 20 years, man. Just go with it, man. Go with the flow and just enjoy the ride, man. I ain't out the window, but, I'm always, as a fan, I'm always be hopeful.
Okay.
And that's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So everybody stay up, man. That's my little sermon for the night, man. Everybody stay. We gonna be all right. And we got a chance in the playoffs, man.
Grabba on the Discord, man. Always with a good sermon. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Shout out to Grabba on the Discord. Salute to that young man. He's back outside next week. He says 60 degrees. And he's back. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, as you said, man, we almost there, man. It's the final stretch, final countdown. Above the rim, you were asking about the playoff merch. We're going to have an announcement on that probably by Monday, so stay tuned for that. Tuesday the latest, we're going to have an announcement on that, but we're going to do a contest, man. We're gonna let the people not only vote on the rollout, and it's going to be a KFTV drop. Not necessarily have to be playoffs, so we're going to do a new KFTV drop for the playoffs, around the playoff time to be released, but it's going to be designed by you, for the fans, by the fans. We're not going to design it this year. We're going to have a fan design it, and then we're going to have the people vote on it. So it's going to be dope, and we're going to incorporate our March Madness bracket voting system. So that's going to be good, man. Okay. All right, let's get to the giveaway, man. Let's get to what the people came for. Franchise channel members, this your time. And we're going to put Alex on the spot here.
Oh, man.
Okay. Shout out John Altere once again. Salute to our franchise channel members. Let me go ahead and filter the chat. HT, appreciate you, HT. Okay. We're going to filter the chat here. And we got slow-mo mode on. Okay. All right. So once again, you guys know tonight's prize is going to be the Once a Nick, Always a Nick barbecue t-shirt. Okay? Now, as you guys know, this is a contest for the franchise channel members only. We appreciate their support. And so in our show of appreciation, we give back through prizes, giveaways, and things of that nature. So, as you guys know that have been playing in the past, our trivia always has something to do with the night's matchup. Tonight being the Knicks and the Bucks. So, there's been only 2 trades between these two teams. One included last year. We saw the simulation get packaged up and Delon Wright come here. However, the first trade between these two teams saw the Knicks trade Keith Van Horn to the Bucks in a 3-team trade. Van Horn to the Bucks. And who name one of the 2 players that the Knicks got back in that deal? And I'll give you a hint. He just had a birthday this week. Give me one of the 2. If you want to give me 2, that's a bonus. I mean, one of the 2 players that the Knicks got back in that trade. Knicks traded Van Horn to the Bucks. Bucks traded Joel Prisbilla. Remember him out? To the Atlanta Hawks. And the Hawks would trade a player to the Knicks. And the Bucks would trade a player to the Knicks. Name one of those 2 guys. Friend of the program. Alex, do you have an answer, sir?
I do have an answer. You want me to give my answer?
Yeah.
Is it Tim Thomas?
The answer is Tim Thomas. No Fugazi.
Okay. Let's go.
Friend of the program. They also got Nazi Muhammad. Nazi had a good run with us. He was solid with Steph. Tim Thomas, Nazi Muhammad were the 2 guys in the Van Horn Prisbilla trade. I was so happy to get Van Horn back his bags. I said, thank you. Get this guy out of here. I said, we traded Sprewell for this. Oh, my goodness. When we traded Latrell for that, I said, oh, my God. They ruined the team. That was the Dark Ages. I said they ruined the team, bro. Ruined the team.
Beginning of it. Beginning of the Dark Ages.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, let me check who the official winner is, and we will get to it. I see the Rhyme Animal in there. Did the Rhyme Animal Chuck D win it? Let me see. Hang tight. Okay, hang on. The winner is the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Clap it up for him. Absolutely. Clap it up for him. Salute to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. Winning the Once a Nick, Always a Nick barbecue t-shirt, man. Clap it up for Chuck in the chat. Great job. And congratulations to all the franchise channel members who participated. Respect Shaq says I had it first. Well, the Rhyme Animal had it first, man. He did that. We got to go by the official logs. It's not by how it appears on your chat. We go by the official of when the chats are registered in YouTube itself. So we got to go into our back-end program and check that out. All right? They said rigged. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. All right, man. Let me make sure I got all the super chats. HD, appreciate you. John L. Torre says, wake up, Alex. He said, you sleep over there, man.
Man, it has been a long week.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
There's too much snow, CP.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. MA007, $10 super chat says, even though Cap is the leader, he can still grow and learn in that position. We got to allow that time to grow. That's true, man. That is true. He'll be all right and level up when it's money time. Let's stay with them, not against them. I mean, we have to remember this. The kid's not even 30 yet. You know what I'm saying? He's not even 30 yet.
Not even in his full prime, man. He's just the beginning of his prime.
That's true. Well, great comment by MA007, man. We got to remember that, man. It's true. You got people talking about we got to trade him. Y'all are bugging. Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell, man. He's not even 30 yet, man. Excellent perspective, man. Either way, remember that these shows are available in audio podcast format. We had a great show early with Dan Devine, senior NBA writer at Yahoo Sports. Go back and holler at me on the replay, gang, man. Leave me some comments in the comments section. Everybody have a great weekend. Let's get some rest and get ready for a matinee tumble with the West best. I mean, you say OKC, but the West best. Spurs right now. Al, get some rest. We out of here. Get one sleep, and we back to it. Peace.